they have to go through their season of correction.
Yes.
So my client said, is this a good candidate, right? Do you think? I would say, it's hot right now. It's hot right now. Let's let it settle out. Let's let him go through his season of correction. I know he looked good. I know it's nice. He smelled good. Yeah. Pick him out of lineup. Ooh, wow. But let's let him go through that period of correction. Let's let him find himself and what's important to him. And then once he's done that, if you still are one of the things or people in life that's important, that he wants, that he's willing to go after, that he would hunt to get that kill, then let's make that happen. But right now, leave him where he's at.
Yes.
Let that settle out, because right now it's just a little too hot.
So you mean to tell me that you'll get your hair done, your nails done, and your makeup done, but then you won't do anything to help you?
Girl, that math ain't matching.
No. So when is it going to be the time that we stop working on the outer things and start figuring out the inner things?
Girl, I think the time is now. And so for you, I'd encourage you to strut over, slide over, get on through, getandstaymarried.com. Because what we have for you is not just this great conversation like we're having today.
Yes.
But it's an entire community to help you know and love yourself, but focus on what we put in and what we put on. So all our clients have a personal stylist, a year with a finance coach, a flexibility coach, a sex educator, because there's a lot of people having sex,
but they not good at it.
Oh, don't let that be you. So go ahead, sis, slide on through, getandstaymarried.com. But for now, back to the show.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Romance and Real Estate, where we
help you level up in life, love,
and money.
All right. Hey, here we go. The church announcements. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, man. Give us feedback. Don't be hesitant, man. Say it with your chest like you normally be saying. Holla at us. Now, tip of the day.
Yes, I'm ready.
Today, man, the interest rate is up to like 6.5%. Therefore, a lot of people's purchase power has decreased, meaning they can't buy the same amount of real estate because their mortgage is larger. Therefore, their debt to income ratio doesn't work with the house they could purchase maybe a few months ago. So a lot of people say things like, hey, right now it's not the best time to buy. I'm not getting as much house for my dollar, which makes a lot of sense if you're buying a personal home.
Right.
But a lot of aspiring investors hear that and feel like, oh, it's also not the time to invest. So the truth is that it is the best time today is the best time to invest if you haven't started. For example, I have a duplex that I got in 2019, and the interest rate was 4.5%.
Okay.
And so let's just say, for numbers to make it easy, and please try to visualize this with me. The mortgage on the property is right around $2,000. Then you have your CapEx, miscellaneous expenses, and management fees, to where we're at $2,500 monthly in expenses. Now it's a double. Therefore, like, let's say rent on each side is $2,000. So you're profiting $1,500 when you're done, because you got unit A and B, $4,000 minus expenses, $1,500. All right. That same building today, the interest rate may be like at 6.5%. Therefore, the mortgage may have went from $2,000 to now being $2,400. Okay. We still have the same expenses. So let's just say now we're at $2,900.
Right.
So in a lot of cases, people will be like, whoo, that's crazy. I'm not going to get that deal because the interest rate has raised my payment.
Right.
The truth is the rents have went up because of the shortage in inventory.
Right.
Therefore, with higher interest rates, that same rent today that was $2,000 is now $2,500 per unit.
Right.
So you're now making $5,000 in revenue on the building minus the $2,900 in expenses. So with higher interest rates, you're making more. Now you're making $2,100 versus $1,500. So the time to invest is still now.
Yes. Yes. That math is math.
Yeah, I like it.
You know what I mean? Just to make it make sense. Again, that is when you're looking at an investment property, as in contrast to your personal home. When something is going to bring you an ROI, meaning return on investment, we have to look at it totally different than when we look at an asset that we're just pouring into and only getting equity. When you got a rental property, you're getting cash, you're getting cash flow, you're getting equity, you're getting tax deductions.
Yes.
Therefore, the benefits of a rental property versus a personal property are totally different.
Lord.
You know what I mean? That's today's tip of the day.
My
Welcome back. You know what I mean? If you got some value from on that, you know what I mean?
It's downstairs. We can bring it. Yeah. So, okay. The benefits of a personal property and investment property are totally different.
Yeah, because one's going to bring you cash flow. You know what I mean? You can get tax deductions on a personal home depending on where you live at, but they're not parallel to a rental property. And I will put this one out there. When you have a rental property, you have the 27.5 rule. That's a depreciating rule. So you could divide your loan amount by 27.5, and that's the amount that you could deduct from every property that you have at the end of the year from your taxes.
Yes.
You know, so that's the benefit of having real estate as well. You can't quite do the 27.5 rule with your personal home.
You can't quite do that.
Nah, it doesn't work like that. It's only for rental property.
It doesn't work like that.
Right.
Can't quite do that.
Therefore, that's why there's different benefits.
Different benefits. Can't quite do that. That was one heck of a tip. I hope you all implement that.
Yes.
Because that was some sauce right there. Because you just came against basically a myth right now, a current myth that people are buying into and believing and missing out on opportunities for greater wealth because they're just paying attention to what everyone else is saying. Different benefits. Of course, we think about love. We think about relationships a lot. And I know there's different benefits based upon the type of person you're dealing with.
Definitely.
And what season of life they're in and what they bring to your life. So when you were saying what you would do with a residential property is different than what you would do with a personal property, I was like, and it's going to be different seasons of your life when you would go after either.
Correct.
So you wouldn't necessarily recommend purchasing a personal property right now? Or would you, because tomorrow's price is still not going to be today's price?
Correct. And I think that varies depending on your personal situation and where you live at. You know, say for instance, if I was in California, I know that there's going to be correction in the market. Markets where the real estate is the higher are going to correct the most. Markets like Indianapolis, where 10% on 300,000 is 30,000. 10% in LA, where it's 3 million, that's 300,000. I think that the risk is higher there if you purchase today. Allow the correction to happen and then purchase that correction.
Allow the correction to happen and then purchase at correction. So it looks a little inflated right now.
Yes, definitely. It's everywhere, but I think that it's again, Midwest, lower risk. You know what I mean? So the correction may only be 20,000 here, and it may be 300,000 over there.
So your environment could be impacting the level of correction.
100%. 100%.
So your environment may be impacting the level of correction that we have ahead.
Without doubt.
Have you ever seen a plant thrive in poor soil?
No.
I remember in an earlier episode, we talked about birds of a feather flocking together, and you didn't really believe that then.
I do, but I don't.
Okay.
Let me explain that.
I was about to say,
So like me and my homies, we all bear hoes. It's okay. But
I'm sorry.
Not Mike.
I'm sorry.
Not Mike.
I'm sorry.
Mike's new to hanging out with us.
Oh,
though.
yes.
I'm talking about old school.
Repeat your sentence. You said.
All of me and all my homies, we done been around the block. We done been hoes. We cool.
Okay.
But different guys at different, maturity levels have decided to commit and actually be a one woman man.
Would you say that whole season was profitable for you all?
No, it's never been.
So there was a season of correction?
Yes. I like that.
And then after your season of correction, what did you become? Would you say that maybe
He became a homeowner.
No, as a man, would you then have become like a high value man?
Oh, so I don't know if I categorize that like that.
What do you call a high value man?
Man, so I wasn't thinking about this, but let's put it together. I'm gonna just freestyle it to put it out there.
Okay.
What I think people view as a high value man is a responsible man. When I'm saying responsible, financially responsible, responsible, also meaning watches what his perception it looks like. I think that when we talk about it, is a man that's actually in tune with his personal hygiene.
Okay.
Oh, big facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, because we've had I'm about to bathe every day.
Yeah, there's men that
Stop.
Sorry, boo, but you know that was a mess, girl.
Hey man, hey, we here for everybody. So, but no, I mean, that is very true. There's men that don't bathe every day.
Correct.
I don't know who, but I just know.
I don't know.
But when you
They don't hang around me.
But when you pass me, I know you didn't bathe today. They didn't get an invite to the boat. They not. Hey, on the boat, there will be a problem. And we might redock. Just to allow, real talk, man. That ain't cool.
You need to go jump in
You
the
just
water.
came from work. We just gonna say you just came from work. Like, man, come back, bro. Cause, bro, no. No. You be driving and the whip come back on the boat. So nah. And we outside. So imagine that means it's extra funky. We got wind. No, that would
concentrate.
So like that would be no. All right. So again, a responsible man is financial,
Hygiene.
educated, hygiene. So I mean hygiene. I mean that not from the perspective that you gave, but I agree with you. But from the perspective of he grooms himself weekly, daily in some cases if he's bald or got a mustache and beard. He is his mannerisms, not only with women, but just in general, right? Is the way he just his aura. It's I'm gonna use the word, I don't mean it like that, so pause on it, but erect meaning he stands tall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Good posture.
Yes, good posture, that's it. And I think that it's a man of respect.
Yes.
Meaning that when he enters a room, like he's perceived, like he got your attention, firm handshake, he addresses everybody, and is respected by those around him.
Yeah.
So that's what I perceive to be a high value man.
High value man.
Yeah.
Question. You said respect and you said responsible. There was no mention in those descriptions of what you meant by respect and responsible.
Okay.
As to
treats others as he wants to be treated.
Right. I heard what you said, but I also heard what you didn't say.
Okay.
And it had no mention of how responsible he is with his penis.
Yeah, because I didn't look at it as a sexual question. I'm looking at it like I don't view a man in a sexual fashion. So I'm just telling you how I sit beside another person. If I'm in a room, I could, even if he just has on a polo or has on a suit, I could literally point him out, even by like his cologne, his just his aura, right? And so it is not, so I don't think that I was looking at that. So responsible though, even if he had kids, he takes care of his kids.
Right.
So I did not say sexually, but I summed it up in that, not in the sense of how you did, but I just look at it like there's a lot of guys who have kids out of wedlock and or divorce, but they're still very responsible and there for their child.
Right. When I'm speaking to responsibility and being respectful, if you're saying this is what a high value man is, would you say that you would consider a man that slings penis all around God's green earth without any discipline? Would you categorize him as a high value man?
The truth is, I would know.
Right. Because what I think,
I don't ask a man about his sexual activity.
and here's what
So it's a
could be
perception.
missed in what just happened.
Uh-huh.
When you, and thank you for sharing what you believe a high value man to be. When you just summed it up after your first question, he made it clear that he could point out a high value man just looking at him in the room. I didn't want to disrupt you, so I just let the conversation go. But I immediately knew that our definition would be different because we could not. I can't look at any, in a lineup, I can't tell you which one is a high value man because I can't get a sense of your integrity by just looking at you. So
I agree with that.
I do want to say rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, because he was the first one I heard using the phrase in this way.
Yeah.
And I do believe that there were some things that he was trying to get across to those in our community that had goodness. And I also think that there were some mannerisms and some strategies and some techniques that were less than impactful and could have been damaging. But nevertheless, I still hope that he rests in peace. And I'm glad we're having this conversation because I think that it is dangerous to attempt to look at someone externally and say that they are high value.
Agreed.
Right? Because even when you think of imposters, even when you think of the greatest thieves, the smartest crooks, they look the part.
Facts.
Right? And if we're allowing ourselves to be led and impressed by how something looks, then we can easily be deceived. Right?
So, if I may, I understand what Eric is saying as far as she didn't hear the integrity piece. And so I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I would say though that there's layers to that question that might be too extensive. So I'm just going at like, like you said, if you got a row of men and you just picking them out, boom. So I get your perspective. But I am cool with so many different people. I feel like, oh man, he's a good dude. Like I got him peeked him out. Like he seems like a great guy. Again, seems like a great guy. And I was like, man, he looks like he's a guy of a high value guy. He looks like it. But in my circle of men, like when I'm like my core, meaning the guys that I've been with since I was like 13, like just like I would say that those men are men of integrity. I would trust them with my bank account.
Right.
But so I would say that that's a different level of intimacy, or as you call it, or a layer of friendship.
Right.
Well, but I want to share something.
Go ahead, my bad. And I'm sorry because I interrupted though.
It's okay. I'm welcome to the interruption. We're having a good dialogue here. So remember we were talking about the correction. We were talking about the wild period, correction, and then I was asking, did you feel like after the correction?
For those who didn't see it though.
No, that was for today. That was here today.
That's this episode?
Yeah.
I'm tripping.
It's okay. We're going deep into this.
Hey,
but there's a period of correction.
That's a blooper. It's gonna be live too. Okay.
So and whether after the period of correction, there then evolved into this high value man. And so what I would say is when we're talking about value, earlier we talked about if a contractor is always available, if as soon as I want him to do a job, he's available, he ain't that valuable, right? Because if he's really the best, I would have to get on his calendar, right? Okay. So that means it can't always be available. And a comparison that we like to make to our clients is deciding whether or not you're going to be plasticware or whether you're going to be fine china. Because plasticware is always available. Plasticware is put in the bottom of the brown bag when you get food. Plasticware does serve a purpose and plasticware is popular. But when you're done with plasticware, you dispose of it. Okay, so that's like a phone that's always hot. You always on the scene. You outside all the time, always available, right? But then there's fine china. Fine china don't get touched that often. Fine china is put away. Fine china seems like it's forgotten about until it's a special occasion.
Yes.
But you don't bring over your special guests and then feed them with plasticware. You pull out the fine china. So you have to decide, are you trying to be always available and your phone always hot and you're always accessible? Or are you willing to be set apart, outstanding because you're meant to stand out and be fine china so that when someone's ready for you, they can come get you, right? Stay with me. So when it comes to men, I believe all men deserve respect, period, right? I also want men to respect themselves. But I don't need to classify someone as high value just to say that's a good dude, right? But if I'm going to say that a person is high value, then they have to value themselves. And if they dicking down everyone in town, then you're not exclusive.
Yes.
You're too easily accessible.
Understood.
So I'm sorry, sir. I'm not going to be able to give you that extra layer
Yes.
of recognition and excellence and say that you are now high value
Yes.
when your activities and your own behaviors tell me that you don't believe the same for yourself.
Absolutely. There's a difference between valuable and high value. We didn't say that these men are not valuable.
And
there's
deserve respect.
But there is a distinction. There is another notch. There is another tier. There is another level that you go up when you classify somebody as high value. You yourself just said, oh yeah, me, my homies, my friends, the ones I've been with, we all go through our little phase and we all did this. And I think that you think that those men are valuable.
Right.
However, if those men lack, or any of those men still presently lack the discipline to put their penis away around something that's fine, then high value would be a space that they have yet to achieve.
They have to go
That's fair.
through their season of correction.
Yes.
So if my client said, is this a good candidate, right? Do you think? I would say, it's hot right now. It's hot right now. Let's let it settle out. Let's let him go through his season of correction. I know he looked good. I know it's nice. He smelled good. Yeah. Pick him out of lineup. Ooh, wow. But let's let him go through that period of correction. Let's let him find himself and what's important to him. And then once he's done that, if you still are one of the things or people in life that's important, that he wants, that he's willing to go after, that he would hunt to get that kill, then let's make that happen. But right now, leave him where he's at.
Yes.
Let that settle out. Because right now it's just a little too hot. And so I think that it's great that we had this conversation. I think that there's value to the season of correction.
No doubt.
And it's something that we can recognize. It's nothing to be ashamed of. We all need to go through our season of correction so that we can be prepared and we can evolve into these high value men and women.
That was church for today. Hey, check this out. If you find yourself without a high value man, you got to go to
getandstaymarried.com or the Marriage Makeover on IG.
Yo, check this out. I've already put the domain below. If you're looking to get involved in real estate, man, make sure to tap in.
That's right.
See y'all. Peace.